What's going on, Dojo fam? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Malnox, and Genshin Impact just dropped a whole bunch of information on 3.0, including the Phase 1 banners. Let's take a look. Let's go! Alright guys, up first, let's talk about the banners. And I hope you like archers, because in the first phase, we're getting Tighnari's banner that has Collei, Diona, and Fischl. That's 4 archers. We got 2 Dendro archers, a Cryo archer, and we have Fischl, an Electro Archer, who we also just got a free copy of in this version currently in 2.8. And then we have Zhongli's rerun, again with the same 4 stars, so a lot of archers coming up here. But Diona can be a great support, especially if you're just starting out. She's an amazing shielder and healer. Fischl can deal out some really good DPS. She was actually on my team when I first started playing, back when I used to main Diluc. Tighnari seems super cool. I'm excited to see more about him, but he does seem like a really solid pick. And we're getting a free Collei, and then if we really like her, we have the opportunity to pull more. And then of course Zhongli, who I think is just an absolute game changer. If you don't have Zhongli, this is a fantastic opportunity to get a character that really fundamentally changes the way that you play this game. Because when you have Zhongli on your team, there are so many mechanics that you can cheese with this shield. It's so powerful. Will I be pulling on Zhongli's banner? I don't know. I don't know if I really want the constellations. I feel like C1 Zhongli is nice with the extra pillars. C2 Zhongli is nice with the co-op shield when you use your burst. But if you don't have C0, pull on this banner. Tighnari seems kind of like a Dendro Ganyu. He has a taunt in his skill, and he has a 2-stage charge attack that has homing arrows. He does seem super fun, but again, he is going to standard banner after he's done with this. So after 3.0, he will be moving on to the standard banner. So you can get him in the future, or if you lose your 50-50 on an event banner, you have a chance of getting him as well. So I think that's more of a personal preference. Do you really like him? Does he seem like a really cool character that you're going to use? Or are you okay with waiting for potentially getting him off the standard banner sometime in the future? Since we're already getting a free Dendro Archer, I'll have to play his character trial a little bit to really make a decision on what I think. Again, he does seem like a really interesting character. He does seem like he's going to have the ability to have some strong damage. I really enjoy the fact that his charge attacks can be sped up with his skill, and you don't need any constellations for that, so I think that's going to help his damage output as well. And onto the weapon banner, we're getting the Hunter's Path, which is our new 5-star bow that we don't have a lot of information on yet. We're also getting the Vortex Vanquisher, which is Zhongli's signature weapon. Now, interestingly enough, Zhongli's signature weapon, Vortex Vanquisher, isn't necessarily his best weapon for reaching his max damage output, and it also doesn't have HP as its main stat, which buffs his shield. So Vortex Vanquisher is really cool aesthetically for Zhongli. However, there are potentially better options out there, because again, Vortex Vanquisher isn't really optimal for Zhongli as a DPS or as a support. Hunter's Path looks like a really cool weapon. Just aesthetically, I'm really excited to see more about this, and I'm excited to see what the stats on Hunter's Path are going to be, to see how it's going to power up both Tighnari and potentially be used on some other characters. And then we have some Favonius weapons as our 4-star. I see the bell in the background, which makes me sad. Every time I pull the bell, a little part of me dies. But I do see Stringless there, and especially with the massive amount of archers we have in this banner, Stringless is always a good option and works pretty darn well on Fischl. And time will tell if it works well on Collei as well. And it looks like the Battle Pass weapons are staying the same with a slight change to the Battle Pass. You only need to get 900 Battle Pass experience instead of 1,000 Battle Pass experience to move up to the next level. And I assume they're doing that because the version is only 5 weeks long instead of the typical 6 weeks long. So from 3.0 until 3.3, the versions are being shortened to 5 weeks as opposed to 6 weeks. So it looks like they're shortening the Battle Pass experience so you can still get to level 50 on the Battle Pass in the same amount of time, which is a really good thing. And then they also release a little bit of information about the content that's coming out in 3.0. Obviously, we have our new area of SUMERU, we have Avidya Forest, Lokapala Jungle, Ardravi Valley, Ashavan Realm, Visuddha Field, and Vanarana in the SUMERU region will be available. So that is a lot of areas coming out in SUMERU, which is really exciting. And then there's a new system, the Tree of Dreams, which is assuming going to be similar to the tree that we had in Dragonspine, as well as the Sacred Sakura tree that we have in Inazuma. And then we also learned that the 4-star bow, End of the Line, which is a great name, is coming from the Fishing Association and is our 3rd fishing-themed weapon. which is pretty cool. We have the catch, the polearm, we have our luxurious Sea Lord Claymore, and now we have the end of the line bow. And then we do have the new event, Graven Innocence, where we are getting the free Collei. We're going to get Primo Gems, we're going to get a crown, some other rewards I'm sure, and then we're going to be able to invite Collei onto our team without having to wish for it. Now some of the really cool system updates that they're bringing in this version include 10 party setups. Instead of just 4 like they had previously, you're going to have 10 pre-made parties that you can swap to at any time. The friends limit is finally being increased from 45 to 60. It's only 15 more, but it's still a step in the right direction of having more friends. And then they're adding a new cool audio line that I saw that's when an ally is at low HP. So now there's going to be a voice line for when your allies are at low HP, so you can be a little more aware maybe as a healer for the group and make sure that they don't fall. There's also a sound effect when a character is defeated or when you inflict a crit hit. Now that's really cool that there's going to be a special sound effect when you crit. And finally, they're changing a lot of the resonances with Dendro coming out. First up, we have the new Dendro Elemental Resonance. Now again, Elemental Resonance is when you have 2 or more of the same element on your team. For Dendro, we have Sprawling Greenery, which increases your Elemental Mastery by 50. And after you trigger Burning, Quicken, or Bloom reactions, all nearby party members gain 30 Elemental Mastery for 6 seconds. And after you trigger Aggravate, Spread, Hyper Bloom, or Burgeon reactions, they gain 20 Elemental Mastery for 6 seconds. That's going to be pretty cool. So Dendro is all about boosting EM, so I'm really excited to see how Dendro fits onto some EM teams that we already have going on. They totally changed Hydro Resonance. You're affected by Pyro for 40% less time, and instead of boosting the healing of your party, you just increase your max HP by 25%, which is a huge number. So characters that scale off HP already, like Yelan, like Zhongli, like Kokomi, this is going to be really interesting to see what it does, especially with characters like Yelan, whose damage scales off HP. He's getting a huge HP boost with Hydro Resonance now, and I wonder if that's going to translate to a huge damage boost. And then Electro Resonance is changing to High Voltage, and you get 40% less time affected by Hydro, and Superconduct, Overload, Electrocharge, Quicken, Aggravate, or Hyper Bloom have a 100% chance to generate an Electro Elemental Particle. So all of your electro reactions, if you have Electro Resonance, are generating more energy for your team, which is super cool. The Riding Shogun already charges your team up like no other, and now your electro batteries are going to be supercharged batteries. Don't forget, pre-install right now is available from the launcher or from the settings or the login screen on mobile. So you guys can pre-install to make sure that you can jump into 3.0 even faster. And finally, don't forget to log on to all your accounts once 3.0 comes out so you can get the 300 Primo Gems of compensation plus the additional 300 we typically get for bug fixes for a total of 600 Primo Gems for each of your accounts. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please subscribe. It really does help out the channel. Leave a like if you liked it and ring the bell so you're notified of when we upload new videos. Come explore SUMERU with us in 3.0 over on Twitch. Link is down in the description below. I'm an official Genshin content creator, so we always have a good time over there. Until next time, you guys stay legendary, and remember the sun will rise, and we will try again. Peace out.